May we never be jealous of each other. Peace, peace, peace. When we chant together, everyone should be remembering that we should be in the same tune. If one goes forward, if one goes less, it becomes a distraction. So, whenever you read, everyone follow one voice which is everyone singing. So, that will make it harmonious. We are saying harmony, harmony. Harmony will come now. Okay? So, what did we read? Who can say? Last time. Yeah. Urdhamulam. What does it mean? It means the tree is upside down. Yeah, mula. Mula means the root. The root is upward. And sakha, the branches are downward. Just upside down tree. Meaning, its origin, the sakha is this universe, the stars, galaxies, human being, the earth, planet, ocean, mountain, everything. These are like the branches. And what is the source? Source is the Brahman. That's why root is mula, is urdha. And adha, shakha, its branches spreading on and on in multiple facets. So that is called ashatta. Ashatta means this land as if never dies. This world continues. We are here, we see it. Our forefathers saw, their father, their forefather. How many? We call million, billion here. But it's continuing. As a flow, this samsara, this world is continuing. So, but it is this world is like that, but the root from which it is coming, it is eternal. No? And that is the shukram. Shukram is the pure. That is that from which it is coming, the root. That is the pure. That is called Brahman. Tadeva shukram tad brahma, the first one. That is called the shukra. That is called the shubhra, the pure. Shuddha. There is a different Sanskrit name. So here it is said shukram, the same thing. Shukram means shuddha. Shuddha means pure. That is the absolute pure. And that is called Tad Brahma. That is called the Brahman. Tadeva Amrita Muchyate. And that is also called Amrita. Amrita means immortal nectar. That is eternal nectar. So, Tasmin Lokasita Sarve. In that, Sarve Loka, all these planes. What are the planes? We see only the physical plane. With our eyes open, with a telescope, microscope, this visible universe, stars, galaxies. This is only one thing which we see is gross. This is not the only one. Loka means there are different planes. As you see in the mental plane, there are hundreds and thousands of varieties of planes. And in spiritual domain in India we call Devi Loka, Deva Loka, plane of the gods, plane of the goddesses, plane of Mother Durga, plane of Mother Saraswati. Hindus have, that means that is a higher level where rather than this is not visible to this eye. You need a mystic eye. To the mystic eye, Christ Loka. The devotees of Christ, they seek Christ. No? They live in the consciousness of Christ. The Krishna Loka, the Hare Krishna people who are day and night thinking of God in that form, they live in that mental plane. That is called the Loka. Tasmin, where it stands, it all stands Tasmin in that Brahman. Loka Srita Sarve Tadhu na atteti kaschana. No one can supersede that. Because everything is resting on that. but no loka, no plane, whether visible with the eyes or with the mental plane or purity of the mind, you can go higher and higher vision. You cannot overcome Brahman, because Brahman is infinite, from which this whole universe has come. That is all infinite. What a grand idea. That's why I say Upanishad is a beautiful poetry. You should enjoy the poetry. If you don't read it, if you don't meditate, then this poetry, this juice of this poetry will not come out. It's a beautiful thing. Look at that. Tasmin lokasrita sarve. In this everything, sarva is everything. In that loka, all the lokas, all the planes, all your conceptual universe, from the gross to the subtle to the causal, everything is established on that Brahman. And taduna teti kaschana, no one can surpass that. That is the absolute Brahman. And you, Nachiketa, you asked me the question, what is that? Tat vai tat. Etat, this is that. This is the question you asked for, and this is this. Etat vai tat. So, we read that verse. Now, second verse. Jadidam kincha jagat sarvam. Jadidam kincha jagat sarvam. Don't go fast. Cut, cut, cut. Follow me exactly. Nale, it will all be discontent, always a music. If it does not go in a rhythm, then it is no music. So it is this Upanishad is like music. So we should follow that. Jadidam kincha jagat sarvam. Jadidam kincha jagat sarvam. Prana ejati nishritam. Prana ejati nishritam. Mahadbhayam vajramudyatam. Mahadbhayam vajramudyatam. Jaye tadvidu. Yaetat vidu. Yaetat vidu. Amritaste bhavanti. Amritaste bhavanti. You see the book, it is written everything. Just follow the words and you will get. Again, let us do. Jadidam kincha jagat sarvam. Jadidam kincha jagat prana ejati nishritam. Mahadbhayam vajramudyatam. Yaetad vidu. Amritaste bhavanti. So, the same extension of the same idea. Jadidam kincha jagat sarvam. Jat means that. Jad idam. Idam means this. Whatever you see, this means whatever falls in your eyes. This earth, the sky, the water, the trees, the plants, the human being, whatever falls in your eyes. Jad idam, this, as you see, kincha, whatever, little, anything you see. Jad idam, so you say this. Jagat sarvam, including this whole changeful universe. Jagat means, Jagat is a Sanskrit word. Sanskrit word has wonderful meaning. Jagat means which moves on. Gam dhatu. It comes from the root, gam. And gam means gamana, walking, moving. So this Jagat, word, if you say the word English translation, it does not carry any deeper sense there. But Jagat, Sanskrit word, as you know little bit of Sanskrit, instantly it will remind you this world, but it is common. It is moving on. It is not a static thing. It is not a permanent thing. It is changing every split second. It is that. See, you, you look at the world, but don't think it is permanent. Don't hold on. Don't hold on that everything will be here and I will be here and I am holding to my own joys and pleasures. No, it is gum, 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 gum. It is going on, move, 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 move. It is not static at any point of time. So that Jadidam Kincha Jagat Sarvam, this Jagat Sarvam, this all this world which is Jagat, which you see it is static as it were, but it is changing all the time. You see this temple, it is the same, but truly it is not the same as it was yesterday. You came yesterday and went through the walking between the bookstore and here, saw the creepers. It is not the same creeper today. It has grown 1 inch, half inch, quarter inch, or whatever. Some leaves have dried, fall down. Some leaves have come out. So you are not seeing the same tree. You are not the same person. I saw you yesterday. You are not the same person as is today. Jagat word carries so much deep implication that you see it is almost the same as it were. But no, it is gum, 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 gum. Move, 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 move. All the time changing, 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 changing. So whatever you see Jagat Sarvam, prana ejati nishchitam. Prana is the vital energy. Ejati means vibrates. Nishchitam, having emerged from that Brahman. It is all pranic energy, vibrating energy. What a beautiful idea. Look at that Brahman is the static thing. From that comes the vibrating energy. And that is your prana. You are thinking you are breathing. It is the vibrating energy of the Brahman. My God. Can you think like that a split second? You see how you are connected with the infinite. So prana, ejati, the prana, the vital energy, it is edry company, it is vibrating. Kampan means vibration, movement, or always in the ripple form. Nishritam, it is having emerged from the Brahman. Mahatvayam Vajramudatam. Mahatvayam, the great Bhaya is the terror. Vajramudatam, Vajram is the thunderbolt. It is like Uddatam, uplifted as it were. That ye etad vidu, those who know it like this, vidu amritaha bhavanti, they become immortal. What does it mean? This whole world evolved from Brahman. That has been said in before, also on the other verse. And the very first said, Jadidam kincha jagat sarvam. This it moves, vibrates in the prana. The whole world is there. See, modern science has come up to this much. This whole material world is not matter. It is nothing but energy. That is called the prana. Prana is the energy. We see solid. There is no solid as such. And there is no liquid as such. There is no, you can say, you can name these things, but in essence, it is only the prana, energy. Prana ejati. So, it prana in the highest, in Brahman, it vibrates in the prana. And that prana is the real prana, is Brahman. Its first manifestation is the energy. And the Brahman is that Brahman is, as it were, Mahadbhayam, that is the grandest or great terror. Why is terror? Terror to the people who does not understand the truth. And beloved to the devotees, terror. And Mahadbhayam, Vajramudatam, know like an uplifted thunderbolt. Those who know this becomes immortal. So you read the meaning of it, what this book has done. It says, whatever in this world has come from prana, prana means the power of Brahman, no? Brahman associated with Maya, its power. In Vedantic terminology, Brahman is the ultimate truth. Then what is this prana? Prana is added with Maya, manifests as energy. So, that means whatever in this world they see that has come from prana. Again, in the prana, all the functions of this universe rests. This Brahman is like a thunderbolt about to strike. It is a great terror. Those who know this Brahman, they become immortal. So that Brahman is the root of everything, has already been stated. Everything in this world is from Brahman, in Brahman, and under Brahman. There is nothing but Brahman. So you can say it rests in Brahman, it moves in Brahman, it comes out of Brahman. You say all this terminology. If there is only one, then you see this creation, sustenance, destruction. Because you see the three through the Maya, that's why these terms are utilized.
Swami, when people do pranayama, is that for the purpose of calming the vital energy manifesting in the body?
Here that prana is utilized in that same prana is the energy to restrain it. But here prana, we cannot control that prana. So we can see its effect is in the breathing. We are all alive because of the prana, the breathing, no? So breath and prana, they are one offshoot of the prana. So you control the breath, but controlling the prana means you are going back to the real prana inside. When it is distracted, penetrating that, you are running back to your own pranasya prana. In the Vedas, they call pranasya prana. It is the energy, but this energy, the source of all energy, that is Brahman. A simile is given here to illustrate how Brahman inspires and controls everything. What is that? Brahman is like a tyrant, making everything function according to its own whims or own wish. You say God is ruling the whole universe. You have no control over it. You cannot say, hey, why tsunami? Tsunami is tsunami. Well, who cares what you say? If you think that it is coming from the same source of energy, why don't you thank God? So many good things are God created. Beautiful flowers every day, so much fragrant things, sunrise, moonrise. Huh? And any tsunami comes, you cry. But it is your fault. It's my play going on. Who are you to say? That's why it is giving the power to God, the Brahman. So that's why I say he is the controller, thunderbolt holding it. That means these are the signs of his power. This whole universe is all working. It is under the realm of the manifestation. That is the power, and that power is the prana. That power manifests in different way, good and bad, because of the Maya. So, but it is all the divine, all Brahman. It is like a king who holds a thunderbolt in his hand, ready to strike if there is any negligence of duty. You see, that's why in another place the Upanishad says, Maya dasagni tapati. Brahman does not do anything. Why? But why the fire gives heat every time? Someday the fire may say, I am tired. I'll start giving you cold. But no. Why not the sun say, I am tired every day giving light. I'll rest today. But why he does not? Bhaya, there is a fear behind. The Lord is there. So Brahman is like a Lord sitting with a strong power in his hand. Don't deviate my rules. What I have decided, let the earth rotate. It is my turn. Who are you to say anything? Did God call us in a meeting to get a vote to say, hey, which angle the earth will be and how it will rotate around and how many times it will go? Did you consult it? It is his will. And you try to do anything else, then you will be shattered. That is his thunderbolt, as it were. The sense is to be taken, not that he is coming to kill us. But the point is that he is the power behind all energies. And you cannot question that. All science, what he is doing, only finding what he has done, only we are becoming glorious, getting all this stamp of Nobel laureate, PhDs, this, that. What? What God has done, you are only telling what is going on there. Look at that. Everything what has been planned, designed, and when we come to know, we get the excited. Oh, I have invented this. I have described this. I know. What do you know? You know only on the speck of that. But whose will? All the protons and electrons and their movement. Who have designed that it is going on? Who have designed in your body the heart is pumping? Did you design that? Who designed it? How the breath is going? How the function of the eyes? Then you go to the eye doctors. They have you go to the top eye doctor. How much they know about it? Then they can why they not can cure everything. You go to the heart doctor. They know everything of heart. Only knew some what is the functionality, how it is working, and if it not, probably this, probably that. You are doing that with the brain given by God. You take credit, but really another foolishness. The brain through which you understand it has been given to you, it is not your production. So that's the point. That understand that he is under control and his power is working everywhere. You cannot deviate from the norms, what he dictates. So this is the thing to understand. That means Brahman is all powerful. In simple sentence, don't get stuck into the word thunderbolt and this and that. Main thing is that he is the power behind all actions, all thoughts, all the movement of the cosmic drama that is going on in the stars and galaxies and micro level and macro level, both. So this is this. It is a great terror to everyone, but those who know the supremacy of Brahman as the creator and controller of everything, they attain immortality. Oh, next verse is that. Out of its own fear, the sun moves, etc., etc. So let me read this explanation given in this book. It says that this whole universe evolved from that Brahman, moves or vibrates in the prana in the highest Brahman. The Brahman is a great terror, like an uplifted thunderbolt. Those who know this become immortal. And he explains the same idea described in the previous mantra is brought into a greater relief in the stanza in a more direct and scientific language. Perhaps the Upanishad realizes that in the crowded details of our analogy of the example of the tree, the student may be apt to overlook the deep significance contained in it. What is that? That the entire tree is rooted in and is maintained by the world of truth, that is Brahman. Here prana means it may be interpreted as nominative prathama or as the seventh case saptami. Anyhow, it's a grammatical thing he is bringing. It may be interpreted as the whole universe arose from Brahman and moves in prana, or the prana being present, the whole universe comes out of him and vibrates in him. Prana is the potential power, no? Potential power becomes kinetic. Huh? Suppose you are sitting and you stand walking. Are you two people? One person. Your pranic energy, the capacity to walk was potent in you. You manifest sometime. You are not speaking. I am speaking now. You are speaking, all this power is gone anywhere. It is there, not manifesting now. Similarly, the prana is like that. It is a manifesting power. It may manifest, may not manifest. No? So Brahman can remain in its unmanifest form. But when Brahman manifests in the prana, energy form, then the whole universe is visible universe. So, Mansos, in which it existing and into which it ends. Ejati means it vibrates. Creation and the world created are considered by many in Indian philosophy as so many stresses in the infinite. Modern science in the West has also come to the similar conclusion that the world of matter is entirely constituted of energy units moving at a terrific speed in their eternal vibration. That's why atomic bomb, no? Atom bomb, if you can break In the rotation, you want to split one of the subatomic particles, it creates such tremendous energy. So, when an atom was split, the physicists could mechanically discover that it was constituted of electrons and protons moving at high velocity around and about a central motionless neutron. They also found out that if by some method they could change the frequency of the vibrations of the energy particle in the electronic vibrations in the element, they could change one element into another. If the atoms are nothing but energy particles vibrating, and matter is nothing but a mass of molecules, the matter is nothing but energy vibrating. No? It is a corollary. So what we see, there is no matter, it is all energy. Now then, it cannot be much of a difficulty for the modern student to accept the statement of this mantra. The creation is a motion, a vibration of energy. And that it is possible for the vibration to maintain itself only if there is a motionless and non-vibrating media. You think of motion when? When there is something not moving. No? Motion means you compare to a static, your car moves 60 miles. Means what? With a static point, your car moves. So there should be some static for reference to the movement. So change should be centered around something which does not change. Constant change can certainly give us the delusion of a form. That's true. Fan moving, it gives the delusion that there is no blade. Only there must be a constant medium for the changes to play in, or at least a constant axis upon which they can play. Thus, if they are giving the example, suppose you rotate a fireball in a high speed, the ball, you don't see the ball. What you see? Circle of fire. No. Circle of fire you see, but it is not circle. Fire, it is not that the fire is really there is a fire like that. But it is rotation of one ball in flame giving us the appearance of this total circle. So we can detect the golden circle. The golden circle has no existence except in the constancy of changing at the glowing tip. Similarly, constant vibration of the energy in a medium of absolute energy and maintaining itself within the field of constant axis gives the ocean of sense objects. Yes. That this universe, what is said to be static, it appears it's static, but it is not static. It's a very big thing to understand every day, because we are so engrossed into the finality of the things in the material world. We don't want to get out of it. But if we know that it is all movement, which gives the appearance of changelessness, then it becomes easy to detach. To be sure, this idea, seemingly discovered only recently, must have been the common knowledge among the Aryans of the Vedic period. Why Mahabhayam? Mahabhayam is that a great terror. Nothing in the universe happens haphazardly. Nature moves in rhythm. There is an immutable law that governs the movement of the stars, planets, etc. There is a constancy in the working of all the laws of nature. Everything is scheduled to happen according to some strict commands, as though there is a very severe lawmaker and a strict maintainer of these laws. In this sense, the scripture states here that the finite world of name and form seems to exist and function so diligently and readily as though the master of the law is standing right behind it with a raised whip. This is a good idea to think how everything in nature is following the discipline. Is it not? The sun moves, not only that, towards north, towards south. Why every summer comes, winter comes? We are taking responsibility of the climate. That's why we are changing the climate. And that also there is a cause and effect relationship. Who has set this cause and effect relationship? It is not you or me. Rather, you cannot break this law. You take chili, your tongue will burn. You take sweets, honey, it will give you another experience. Why not change that? You can also change opposite way if you have the power. Do? No. There is a strict rule behind everything going on, unseen and unrestrained. Rather, we are under the principle, we are under that domain of that restrictions. So this is the idea. That means look at the universe differently. What this verse means? Look at the universe differently. This world is not real as you see as real. It has its origin from the Brahman, and Brahman is the unchanging reality. And that unchanging rule is so rigid and strict, no one can deny that. No one can control that. It is his power is manifesting behind all these changes, all these things we see, feel, hear, experience. So this is the simple idea that is nothing but the power of Brahman, or it is Brahman. Power of Brahman and power of Brahman does not make a distinction. As I gave you the example that you are sitting silently and your power to move is not two things. You are sitting silent and you are speaking, you and your speaking power is not too different. It is all embedded into one. Sometimes it manifests, sometimes it not. That is the Sakta Advaita philosophy also. Ramakrishna gave the example that the snake, while it is sleeping, not moving, it is the same snake. But when the snake moves and wriggles, it is not a different snake, same snake. Snake with the power unmanifest of movement and with manifestation. Sakta says, that's why it's called everything in the movement. This is all in the movement, this world. When you go to Samadhi, then only you go to Brahman. Otherwise, you are in the movement. And in the movement means it is also the same Brahman with the prana. Anything?
Yeah, movement is Maya, but it is also prana. How is it that you're defining movement?
Movement comes because of ignorance. Maya is there, that's why movement comes. Otherwise, who is not in Maya, there is no two. Movement needs two things. One, the ground, and another to move on it. And that duality comes in ignorance. And that ignorance is called Maya.
So we would probably call movement phenomenal existence.
Phenomenal existence and phenomenal existence depend on our ignorance.
So how is it possible not to, I guess, like change the rules if this is in fact all going on, within me?
It is going on, we can get out. If we know this, then we will not get attached. Then play, fun. Simple thing. Where is the bondage? Where is this freedom? If you know this is the play going on, you will not make much effort to change the world. You don't want to convert someone into this and that. You know it's the fun going on. The same ocean in the form of ripple, wave, same. Sometimes it is calm, serene. So if you know that, then that's your freedom. That keeps you total joy, being in life, enjoying the bliss of that absolute. No? Seeing God, everyone, seeing the play of the Lord, seeing the same ocean in bubble and ripple and infinite number of waveform. What a joy then, which is now suffering for us, it will turn into joy. Ramakrishna said, these people, those who follow the path of knowledge or Jnana Pantha, Jnani's path, the path of the analytical minded people, they are dry. They say, not this, not this, not this, not this. Huh? Yes, but bhaktas, they can enjoy it. But bhakta enjoy it, they make a mistake also. If you say God is here, this don't make a difference. What is God in him? Is the material object is God? Yes, that will come much later. But first start, what is the consciousness behind? Who is the loving object in each human heart? That we call God. First catch there and get to the experience. Then you come down and see, yes, everything is God. There is nothing but God. But at the very beginning, bhakta make a distinction. Don't understand that and get stuck in the name of bhakti into the world and worldliness. So that's why jnana bhakti is better. Keep your jnana and also bhakti together. So one defect of the bhakti will be counteracted by jnana, and the defect of the jnana will be counteracted by the bhakti. That means analysis will be there, correction will be there, no fear to get attached to the thing will come ever, because if you know, knowledge is guiding us. So knowledge and bhakti should go side by side. Ramakrishna said, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. The bhakti, Ramakrishna said, which is mixed with jnana, not emotionalism only. Singing, dancing, and that's good, but it should be restrained by knowledge. And what is that knowledge? That is this what the scripture is telling us. Any question more?
You talked about the different lokas. Would that mean there would also be a Ramakrishna loka?
Yeah. See, all these lokas are in the pure state of mind. No? So, in the impure state, we see this life. No?
And this is the gross plane, and the lokas.
That will be the mental space, mind. What mystic vision comes where? In the gross plane. When you have a God vision, it will be like us sitting with us, but you will see, I will not see. That is happening in your mind. And which mind? We see dream in our mind also. We see bad thing, good thing, everything in the mind. But when mind is purified and is in a different plane, it will show you different thing. It is journey of mind, the present what you call cluttered mind, to the mind which is pure and stainless. And in this journey, you will have so many planes. Why not? Suppose your train moving from Los Angeles and you are going to Washington DC. So if you start your journey, your plane visible area is the, say, our downtown. You see the downtown sitting in the train. You are in this plane. Your plane moves. Your train moves. You see another scenery. You go another, move further, another scenery, till you reach. There's all movement towards the finality, and this is giving you different experiences. And that is the lokas are there. And normally, if you think God in the form of mother, so you live in Matri Loka, because your mind is trained to think that way. In a pure state of mind, you will live in that consciousness. Ramakrishna, you will live in the Ramakrishna Loka. Those who say Krishna, 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 they live in the Krishna Loka. But if you want to get merged into Krishna, then Loka will also dissolve. The plane also will go away, you will go, your ishto will go, everything will go. What will remain? That Brahman will remain. There's nothing to say anymore.
Doesn't it kind of hold us back to think of things as locus? Like to consider our realities as.
It is a different reality. The truth, you are viewing at the same truth, but through different color glass. With different, as your journey. See, if you are here, you are seeing that situation, what is in this particular area. It is plain, if you say. Now take a aeroplane and move up, or a rocket, and view. What will be seen? It is vaster and vaster dimension. These are different experiences you are going through. Suppose your mind is shooting like that towards infinity. What will happen? These are different lokas. They are not imagination, they are true. If Ramakrishna went through different planes and he tells us that yes, it is there.
But when we're in these planes, would it be better not to see them as that, like to define them?
Better, it depends on our nature. We want to live in divine consciousness. So absolute Brahman is the highest. How many people can conceive that? That's why we take a spiritual ideal, what we call chosen ideal, Ishta Devata. And holding on to that is as we move toward, and he is the embodiment of purity and love. So as we move towards that, closer and closer, and as we go very close to it, we get sucked into that, and through that it goes into the infinite.
Swami, are these lokas primarily in the subtle plane or the causal plane or both?
No, causal plane, your ego, you will not be able to understand anything. Causal plane is the only thing what you call just little trace of your personality is there, and the infinite joy is there. You are enjoying that. You are touching but not touching. With a separation, little faint separation is there. And if that faint separation is broken, you can penetrate, then you are gone.
So in the subtle
That is called the karana, causal state is that. And everything is happening in the subtle state. Okay. Now next one, third verse. Bhayadasya agni stapati. Bhayadasya agni stapati. Bhayat tapati surjaha. Jaha. Bhayad indrascha bhayuscha. Bhayad indrascha bhayuscha. Mrittur dhavati panchamaha. Mrittur dhavati panchamaha. Beautiful, huh? We have already said that. So he's further clarifying. Bhaya dosya. Osya means whose? Brahman. Out of his fear of this Brahman, Surja tapati. As I said, suppose Surja is a human being. There is some Hindus worship sun, not as sun. They worship God in the sun, sun god. And sun god is also worshipped in the Indian American, what do you call, in the worship of the people of the land before, is it not? Sun god, moon god. So we don't see the sun as sun, but sun as God. So it says that, but that sun god may be tired. Every day, whole life, doing the same job. Do you not get tired and retire from our job? If you are given a job in your office and whole life you do the same thing, then what you say? I'm tired of doing this. So you can give up, you can retire. But what about this one? the God who identifies with the sun is called the Surya, the sun god. He may say, I'm tired, I cannot do anymore. But no, There is a strong rule. Rod in hand, someone is standing behind. His dictate. He cannot deviate from his duty. No? So it says, Bhayadasya, from the fear of this Brahman, the fire gives heat, Agnihi, the sun. I am talking not the Surya. Here they are referring the Agni means the fire. Do you ever find anywhere that fire is cold? Anywhere in the world, anyone experience that fire and it is cold? No, fire means heat. So Agni Devata, the god of fire, may say sometime that I am tired, give me release, 1 day vacation. Well, then there is no vacation for you. You have to do the duty you are ordained to do every day, 365 days, 24/7. It have to do it. You have no exception. So Bhayadasya Agni Tapati. And the Tapati Bhayat Tapati Surya, the sun, he is also out of fear and terror. The sun is giving the shining light, no? Bhayad Indrascha, and the gods like Indra, gods of Vayu, the air, god of air, and the 5th, the death, god of death. He can deviate from his jurisdiction, his power, exercising wrong power, but no, you cannot do that. Even the god of death has no freedom. He relies on the order of the Brahman as it were. That means Brahman is giving the sustenance of all the gods and goddesses. So who will be able to disobey his command? That means everything is under his command. To perform their respective duties. The fire, the sun, Indra. Indra is the god of rain. Vayu, the god of air. Yama, the god of death. All these are powerful deities, yet they are nothing compared to Brahman. Yeah? This is a very simple thing. It is maybe they are gods for us, no? But for Brahman, they are all under him.
Are they under Ishvara or part of Ishvara?
It is Ishvara. You can say Ishvara. But go back one step, it is Brahman. Ishvara, when he adds his Maya included, he is Ishvara. Brahman added with cosmic power, that is the Maya, is called Ishvara. And Ishvara creates all these things. You can give credit to Ishvara, but Ishvara has no position unless Brahman is behind it. So it's better to say Brahman.
And Yama is speaking here, so
That is what I am also under him.
right. So he's saying to Nachiketa, I'm just doing what I'm told.
Right. And I cannot deviate the order of my boss.
Right.
Simply the idea is that Brahman is the boss. No one can get out of his control. So we are only following his command. They are totally dependent on Brahman. The idea that Brahman is almighty is again being stressed. Now, here also, this Swami has explained it. For fear of him, the fire burns. For fear of him, the sun shines. For fear of him, do Indra, Vayu, and death. The 5th proceeds with the respective functions. If Brahman, the supreme reality, were not there, not only to declare by its will the law of existence, but also to control and govern it, and thus ultimately ensure its smooth functioning, we would not have had, to be sure, such a systematic and scientific consistency in the law of nature. He is telling that even in our running an office, there is so much disorder. No? To run an organization, we find so much of difficulty. Run the country, there are so much conflicts. But why in the God's rule, it is much smoother. There is a rule and it follows the dictates. Everything in the nature follows that. When it's hot summer, the air becomes heat and it goes up, cool breeze comes, rushes on. It is happening since the beginning of creation. The storm comes, how the rain comes, how the cloud is formed. All these things are happening one after another by the set rule by somebody who has set that rule. Look at our life, our physical body, how it grows, how it matures, how the heart functions. Everything has been designed by somebody. And you see, in that rule it is going on. If any disorder, then we go to doctors. But doctors only know this much by experimenting again and again, the law, how it is functioning. And they give some explanation or try to work in that same framework. He cannot create any new thing in the same framework. How a good body, healthy body works. They take those knowledge and apply into the body which is affected by some disease or something. They try to bring it back to the normalcy. But normally our health is working the same way. Suppose one person is acidic, another is not. So what the one person's disease, another person is free from that. Looking at that, they think how it can restore to that condition. But there is a rule set by God in how it functions in our body, how our eyes are functioning, how our senses are functioning. So the framework, so it is all under the dictate of one rule. And that is saying it goes to Brahman. Meaning that our attention is drawn towards that truth, only one truth. Had it not been for this eternal fear for the supreme authority of the transcendental reality, we could not have had any science textbooks as for that matter. Life itself would have been impossible. For example, supposing fire chooses to take holiday from its nature and thus prove itself to be cold, the milk over the oven would probably remain colder than when it was put on the fire, even after hours of waiting. No life would have been possible then in the sense of systematic and continuous living for the planets. The planets could then, and at their will, stray away from their appointed paths. Almost as frequently as we are having motor accidents, train collisions, plane crashes, in these days, in our ill-organized world, we could have had collisions between stars and between planets. It happens, but that is also under certain rule. But on the other hand, we are seeing that the universe is running smoothly and harmoniously in a perfect, orderly manner. Sun, fire, Indra, Vayu, and death are all working with a beautiful team spirit. This idea that nature strictly keeps himself within the word and spirit of the eternal law due to her fear of the Supreme is repeated with almost the same vigor, if not in the same words, in another Upanishad, which is called Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad. So, Panchama is the death. Is considered the fifth in the direct numerical order. Previously, the mantra has already enumerated 4 different names: fire, sun, Indra, Vayu. So naturally, death comes to the fifth item. So naturally death is considered to be the fifth, which runs under the fear of God. Okay? So, what? Now.
So there wouldn't be any free will, really.
There will be no
Free will because.
Oh, free will.
Because everything is,
Yeah.
laws governing everything. So if you're going to think a certain way, think you have a free will, but you really don't have.
Yeah, actually, that is very true. We have no free will. But at the same time, there is a will. You will come to the class or don't come, that is your will. So God has given, that's why it is said, in the framework of these rules, this is a liberal government. He gives liberty to everyone. He has given some scope. Okay, within this scope you are free. You can go, kartum, akartum, baunnatha akartum. Human personalities have been given three options. You can do this, you don't do this, kartum, akartum, otherwise you can do differently. Three options are there. So these options God has given when every creation is created. Look at that. Every creation, even a crawling worm, that has been given the freedom. It will go this way and that way. You see, in your room in the corner there is cobweb. You try to break it or you are too disturbed. See how the spider runs in which direction. That freedom has been given. So in every creation you can see this God is so liberal, it gives the freedom. And that freedom we think our free will. That is our free will. But it is not free will. Actually, God has given that rope, which we can use it for direct positive direction or negative direction. Don't blame God there. God has given you $1,000 in corporate institutions. Normally, you will see the treasurer, everything to go to the board for asking for every money. No. They give, okay, up to $3,000 or $5,000 in your jurisdiction. And he's the boss there. I sanction 500 to this person. I 1,000. I give 800. No? And he says, I am the boss. I am giving. But that giving power has been already bestowed by the management to that particular cashier. Understand? Similarly, we are given certain rope. And Ramakrishna is very simple. Ramakrishna said the cow is tied to a rope. And the cowherd boy, when he sees that the cow have already finished the grass within, exhausted the power given to him, and then he comes and he extends the rope. And that's also his grace. You see, extending the rope is his grace. Giving this much rope, that is also his grace. So ultimately it is all God's. But we are not in that level to understand. If we say everything is God at the very beginning, we will do mistake. We will be very selfish. We are very, our buddhi is very wrong. It always will misdirect us. Doing something wrong, I didn't do it, God did it. And when people will praise, then we say, hey, yeah, that's okay, I did it. So always this type of trick, this trickery, the mind is very tricky. So don't trust that. That's why it is said, yes, it is His, but He has given me the responsibility of this width length. Will I meditate this morning or not? Will I give more emphasis on some other job versus spiritual job? That's my duty. Yes, this is also duty, this is also duty. Which duty is more important? All this is settled. And that decisive power is given within our hand. Not that you want to sit 10 hours in meditation, you are given, and it is not necessary. Even if you want to sit 10 hours, you will be, your brain will burst out one day. You will see so much light, then you will say, oh my God, I die. Better not to have it. So better to the limited power what is given, we think that it is His power given, and within that power means, that's why it is said, Ramakrishna said, even the leaf does not move without God's will. Meaning, there is no other will, only God's will is working. But our ego comes in between. And as a result, when I do something good, I get the clapping. And if I do something bad, people say he is a bad guy. So people blame, and you get, your ego gets lost. When people say something not very encouraging, that we feel depressed. And people say something high words, you get excited. That is our problem. So we should not think that way, it is I did. That's why Bhakti school says, God's doing. You are the doer, oh mother. You are the machinist, I am the machine. Yeah. You are the charioteer, I am the chariot. That is the idea. So that I follow your dictate. No? So this is helpful because it takes away the burden from our shoulder. Really, a honest person will, really a spiritual seeker will think, nothing happens with my will. I thought how many things. I wished this happened, that happened. It does not happen. Ultimately, something is there. But that does not mean that I shall have to give up because you have given the rope to try for the good. You can try for good, you can try for bad. You can drive, as I my common example, front gear or back gear. That is you are given a car to drive and you are the driver sitting in there. Huh? You have been given in the car engine provides you all the possibilities. You can take a right turn, you can take a left turn, you can get a big back gear in the front gear, what you want. So utilize it.
Well, why would you have a propensity for one thing over another thing?
There comes
that propensity comes from where?
Yeah, that comes because of the ignorance. We deviated from this knowledge. This knowledge gets obscured. And then my ego comes up, I will do this way. And that ignorance increased and increased. So it took us to the forgetful about the divine consciousness. And every action we do, that is creating another impression in the mind. So there comes the samskaras, our past impressions. And then that is forcing me to go this way or that way. But the samskaras forcing me does not mean that you cannot turn your direction. When you know that you have come to a wrong place, you have lost your direction, then you take a turn. What we do? Oh, we have missed that exit. We mourn 3 miles away. Take a turn. Take a turn and go. That's also within your hand. First of all, to know that I'm missing the target. So take a U-turn.
Swami?
Yes.
Yeah, I like the metaphor of the car better than the chariot or the bullock, because when you're in a car or a vehicle, you're on a road, which provides a constraint. You're going in a direction with momentum, which provides a constraint. You have your luggage in the trunk, which is the baggage that we carry around with us. But then you can come to a stop sign, as you pointed out, and you can make a choice. When you're stopped, you can be reflective and think. You can go forward, you can go to the right, you can go to the left, you can back up. If you go to the right and you've made a wrong turn, you can go around the block, you can come back to where you stopped and choose again. So all of this really, to me, means we do have a high degree of choicefulness, so we have to stop and reflect in order to implement it.
I think that is happening in everyone's life. Look at that, what you described, that is happening in every one of us. We try this way, and then we get frustrated. What is this? Then you say, pause. Then you go to the holy people. Most of the people come when we are in trouble. To temples and churches, to the spiritual ideals. You see everywhere. People go when they are facing some challenges which they cannot solve on the surface. And that is a questioning point. Oh, stop and see. Am I going right? And they turn. That's why the life-changing experience they call, no?
In this dream world, this crazy, mad world where we're raised, for most of our lives, and much of it, we're outer directed.
Yeah.
And we're very impure and doing rather insane things all the time. And then we get a hold of ourselves a little bit and we become more pure. And when we become particularly pure, then we become more inner directed. We become more divine in ourselves. We tend toward becoming God itself. I am Shiva, I am, or whatever. And that inner direction carries us along to this path. This is all that's a great piece of this thing. It's not that there's some silly me somewhere that God is playing with or something. It's much deeper.
Deeper. And also think that has a meaning. This is the play of life. Life is a journey. You'll have to do that. And that is the way we are going. There's nothing to cry and weep for that. That's okay. This is the path everyone follows. In this life or some other life or some other life or some other life. So this is the way to reach our home.
And my experience is always, it seems to me that it's very lateral. It's always opening and expanding and reaching out and purifying and illumining and going absolutely nowhere. It's just a kind of nuttiness that I couldn't resolve. And the other day I asked you the question about the silence, and you gave a very beautiful answer. But in the middle of your answer, you took your hand and you just lifted it up into the silence. And I'm a visual person, and it just it was just remarkable to see. And
so we are all moving towards that, according to our own ability. So think always of this noble thought, that everything is pushing upward. And as much as we remember this idea, we will be in the world, but our mind will be like that. Going
the
towards
best way to work backwards be just to be mindful of our samskaras. When we're in that space of thought, say, okay, I'm thinking this way because of my conditioning.
Yeah, outside condition, as he has mentioned now, sometimes stimulates what is in my samskara, and I get clicked with that, and they take a back turn, back gear, car runs back gear. But again, conscience come back, and then again we take a turn and stop and take a turn. So this is every life. Don't be frightened. We should have to move forward. Whatever comes, it's for our knowledge, for our wisdom, for our growth. Take a positive step. Don't lament. That's the Vedanta. Om Shahana Bhavatu Shahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasri Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Panam Astu. I'll talk to you later, huh? Because we are late already. Yes.